Warner, thanks for joining us.
Let's get now
to Boston. Apparently, there's been an explosion at the Boston Marathon, I am told.
But it does look like Boston Fire EMS there on the scene.
Twin explosions right at the finish line of the Boston Marathon. It's a 26-mile, 385-yard marathon.
So I'll never forget the events of Marathon Monday. I was in the office watching the Boston Marathon like I always do. I always watch the start, I always watch the finish. And then because it goes on all day, you know, it's always in the background. I remember I was making phone calls, doing paperwork when the first explosion happened.
April 15th, 2013, pretty normal day for me. I actually took the day off of work. It was a beautiful day. I decided to go into Boston. My cousin had a couple extra tickets for the Red Sox game. So I went in with my cousin and some friends, enjoyed the game. After the game was out, we decided to go to Lansdowne. So we were out at a bar. We had talked about going to the marathon. Actually, we were going to go to the finish line and see some of the runners cross at the end, and we decided to stay at the bar.
Right away, I knew what it was, and I believe somebody on television or one of the reporters thought it might have been a gas explosion or a manhole cover, and I knew right away that it wasn't.
I got a phone call from my mom, I think it was between 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and she told me that she didn't know what was going on in the city. She said she saw on the news that there might be a terror attack, there were bombs going off, nobody really knew what was happening.
And I'd say within 20 minutes, I was in touch with the city inspectors in Boston, talking to them, seeing if they needed any of our help, any of our services, if we could just literally any way we could help out anytime, you know, with anything at all that they needed.
When I arrived on the scene, I was pulling up to Boylston Street and I was scared. I had this scared sense about me and I didn't know what to expect.
Our people were hit. This was in our backyard. These were the citizens of Boston. These were people that, even though you didn't know them personally, it was part of you. These were family members.
When I approached the scene, I just felt completely differently than I ever had going into any other scene. I've been doing trauma work for a long time, and this was unlike anything else that I've ever done, or anything else, any other way I've ever felt.
The police, the fire, the inspectional services, everybody that was assisting and trying to locate these people and trying to help rectify the situation, you were all one. It wasn't you do this, I do this, what can we all do together?
So I parked my car, all the streets were still shut down, and the police let me in, gave me a police jacket, and I started to walk around. I was looking for our crews. Our trucks were there, Mike was there.
When we first started the cleaning process, which I call it the healing process, everybody wanted to take part. So we were working with Boston Police, Inspectional Services, almost every group that was in the city wanted to come down and lend a hand one way or the other. So they all showed up literally on day one at 6 a.m. in the morning and just pulled up, and when the police let them in, these were only city workers, city inspectors, etc. What can we do? How can we help you? What do you need? You know, what can we get for you? You know, they couldn't clean, but they wanted to supply whatever they could for us. I remember one of the gentlemen there, he went down to the local hotel and had them open up, and they offered us rooms so we could go in, because we had guys that worked 50, 60 hours straight that would run in, sleep for 4 or 5 hours, come back out.
So I do feel a sense of pride that we were able to have a small part in restoring the city of Boston, and that's something that I'll always remember.
They put it in overdrive. They just weren't gonna rest, they weren't gonna sleep. I heard a phrase recently which really hit home, which really summed it up for me, and that was, you messed with the wrong city. And I think that echoed from the minute the first bomb went off until the minute those streets were opened.